Today let's look at another stretchy bind off. It's not quite as stretchy as the Jenny's super stretchy bind off, but I find that this bind off is a little more discreet. It doesn't leave the big pearl looking bumps across the tops of your rows, but it is stretchy enough for, say, a cuff or a neckline. So I've been using this one quite a bit, and it's pretty easy to do. So I'll show you here just very quickly. So what I've got on my needles today are knit purl. It's a 1x1 rib. I use it quite frequently in cuffs and collars and a lot of things. So in this case, the first stitch is a knit. We're going to knit the way we normally do, but instead of bringing our yarn to the front to set up for the purl stitch, we're going to twist the needle. When the next stitch is a purl stitch, we're going to twist the needle away from us. And all that does is bring the yarn to the front as if you would normally for a purl stitch. You purl normally, and then we're going to lift that first stitch over the second we've just bound off. Now the next stitch is a knit stitch. We are not going to move our yarn to the back like we normally would. We're going to leave this yarn alone. We're never going to move it front and back. We are going instead to twist the needle. When the next stitch is a knit stitch, we're going to twist the needle towards us, and that puts the yarn, the working yarn, in the back. You knit as you normally would and bind off. Next stitch is a purl stitch. You twist away from us, and we purl normally and bind off. Next stitch is a knit stitch. Spin the needle towards us. Next stitch, purl away from us. Next stitch is a knit toward us. Purl away from us. Knit toward us. Purl away from us. Knit toward us. Away. Toward. And then the last stitch is a purl stitch, so spin the needle away from us, bind off. I'm just going to, can't get this one. Just going to get the yarn through there and snip it off. Okay, and what you end up with, ignore all this other stuff, what you end up with is a fairly, so you've got the top of this ribbing, the bind off stitches mimic the knit purl. It's nice and stretchy. It's got some stretch to it. Again, not as stretchy as Jenny's super stretchy bind off, but quite a nice bind off to use for things that need some stretch.